The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was financial, calculated, cold. We filed a civil lawsuit against him for the full $60,000 I'd given him, plus interest, arguing that the money was provided under fraudulent pretenses. The legal fees were mounting, quickly draining my remaining small savings, but my parents, seeing his true colors, surprisingly stepped up to help, furious at how their daughter had been used. It wasn't just about the money anymore, it was about holding him accountable. It was about justice, pure and simple, and reclaiming my own dignity. The case never actually went to trial. The evidence we presented, meticulously compiled by my lawyer, was simply too strong, too damning. The inconsistencies in Mark's own story were too glaring, his lies too transparent. Suddenly, Mark's defiant tune changed. He called me, frantic, his voice laced with desperation, begging me to drop the suit. He sounded like the old Mark, charming and pleading, but it was just another act. He claimed I was ruining his life, that I was still the bitter ex out for revenge. You're going to destroy my entire career. Sarah, this is insane. Please. But I just listened, cold and detached. The emotional connection had been severed too long ago. I told him my terms, clear and unwavering, pay back every single cent of the $60,000, or the lawsuit proceeds, and I would make absolutely sure every other firm he applied to would know exactly why his dream job disappeared. He tried to haggle, to negotiate a lower amount. I wouldn't budge. My lawyer, equally unyielding, finalized the settlement. He returned the full $60,000 I'd given him, plus an additional $10,000 to cover some of my legal fees and the lost interest on my inheritance. It wasn't perfect, it didn't heal the emotional wounds, but it was a concrete victory. The ultimate satisfaction wasn't the money, though. It was the stark, undeniable knowledge that his carefully constructed, deceitful future had been fundamentally shaken. He might rebuild, but it would never be the same. It's been 3 years since that chaotic, life-altering graduation day. I eventually used that $60,000, the money I fought so hard to reclaim, plus what I diligently saved since, as a down payment on a small but beautiful condo here in Denver, just like I had originally planned years ago. It felt like reclaiming a piece of myself, a physical manifestation of my resilience. I'm also back in school, part-time, finally pursuing that master's degree in finance that I'd put on hold. It's hard, working full-time and studying nights, but it's my path now, not someone else's. It's a future I'm building for myself, by myself. I haven't heard from Mark since the settlement. I heard through the grapevine that he eventually got a job, but at a much smaller, less prestigious firm, nowhere near the elite investment bank he'd envisioned. Chloe? I sometimes see her name pop up on LinkedIn in finance articles. They're still together, last I checked. Good for them, I guess. It doesn't sting anymore. The emotional scars run deep, though. Trusting someone so completely, giving so much of myself, only to be so utterly and systematically betrayed, changes you fundamentally. I'm much more guarded now, much slower to open up, especially about money and relationships, but I'm also undeniably stronger, more self-reliant. I learned that my self-worth isn't tied to someone else's success or approval, and that standing up for yourself, even when it feels terrifying and the odds seem stacked against you, is the most empowering thing you can do. It was a painful, expensive lesson, but it taught me about my own resilience, my own strength. It taught me the true, devastating cost of blind love, and the invaluable price of self-respect. So, was I wrong to fight for my money? Was it just petty revenge, or was it a necessary act of justice? Would you have done the same, or simply walked away and cut your losses?